Well, welcome to this explainer. If you're a new parent or, a soon-to-be parent, you already know the feeling. It's literally that sheer, overwhelming anxiety of wanting to get absolutely everything perfect for your newborn. Feeding time especially can bring on a ton of pressure. But hey, it doesn't have to be that way. Today, we're taking a collective breath and walking through a really clear, reassuring guide on how to safely prepare powdered baby formula, using insights directly from Abbott Nutrition. We're going to break down the science of preparation into manageable, everyday steps.
Right off the bat, we absolutely need to acknowledge an important reality from the source material. Breast milk is considered the gold standard, but some parents can't or choose not to breastfeed, while others rely on both formula and breastfeeding. And I want to say, there is zero judgment here. We want to reassure you that whether you're supplementing or exclusively formula feeding, parents safely rely on formula every single day. The absolute main priority here is simply keeping your baby healthy and well-fed, and that is exactly what we're going to focus on.
Okay, let's dive right into this roadmap to relieve some of that stress. Today we're looking at 1. The formula feeding reality, 2. Setting up for success, 3. The perfect mix, 4. Safe feeding and storage, and finally, 5. Looking beyond the bottle. Starting with Section 1, the formula feeding reality, acknowledging the journey of infant nutrition.
So, the whole foundation we're building on today is that feeding your child safely is absolutely paramount, regardless of the method you're using. While the process of making a bottle is simple, it is critically important to carefully follow your specific label instructions. Every formula is uniquely balanced, so strictly following those guidelines is what ensures your baby stays healthy. And of course, your pediatrician is your best resource. Always consult a healthcare professional whenever you have questions about feeding your child.
Moving right along to Section 2, setting up for success. Steps 1 and 2 of the preparation process.
I want you to imagine we're standing side by side right in your kitchen, getting everything ready before the baby even starts crying. This brilliantly illustrates our full 6-step journey. We'll use this as our anchor to understand the complete cycle before we zoom in and look at the specific details of each phase, from cleaning and sanitizing to adding water and powder, all the way through capping, feeding, and finally cleaning the bottle again.
Starting off with Step 1, clean and sanitize. Before you even think about touching a bottle or a formula container, you've got to wash your hands thoroughly with soap and warm water. Once those hands are perfectly clean, you need to prep your environment. That means cleaning and sanitizing the workspace where you'll be preparing the formula. Think of it like creating a totally clean zone to prevent any unwanted bacteria from sneaking into your baby's meal. Once your space is clean, Step 2 is super straightforward. Just measure and pour the appropriate amount of water into a perfectly clean baby bottle. Now, the precision here really matters, so check those label instructions we talked about earlier to know exactly how much water is required before any powder is introduced. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. The perfect mix, adding the powder formula. Now that our water is prepped in a sanitized environment, let's walk right through the mechanics of Step 3, actually adding the powder formula. When you add your powder scoops, the source material notes they must be unpacked, level scoops exactly as directed by the packaging. Basically, don't pack the powder down into the scoop. Add that level scoop directly into the bottle. Once you're done, remember to return the completely dry scoop back to its container to keep the remaining formula pristine. So, the crucial point here is this massive warning. Scoop sizes actually vary, so you must always use the scoop that comes with your specific product. Do not mix and match scoops from different brands or even different product lines. I know, it's super tempting to save an old scoop because you like the handle, but using the wrong size throws off the entire water-to-powder ratio. Stick to the scoop in the box for sure.
Onward to Section 4, safe feeding and storage. Mixing, warming, and storing safely.
Now we're moving into the post-mixing steps, which is actually where some of the most critical safety errors often happen, especially regarding temperature and storage. Step 4 is a simple physical action to start us off. Just put the cap tightly on the bottle and shake it well to mix the water and powder together. Once it's all mixed up, you might be thinking about temperature. Interestingly, the Abbott Guide points out that baby formula doesn't actually need to be warmed at all. However, if you or your baby prefer it warm, you must never microwave it. Seriously, no way. As the source material warns, microwaving can create dangerous hot spots in the liquid that can easily burn your baby's mouth. Which brings us right to Step 5. You are ready to feed. At this exact moment, you have two safe choices. You can either feed your baby immediately, or you can move that perfectly mixed bottle straight into the refrigerator to store it. Now, what's really interesting about this is the incredibly strict limit, 24 hours.
If you chose to store the bottle in the refrigerator, back in step 5, you have a maximum of 24 hours to use it. Once that 24-hour window closes, the mixed formula is no longer considered safe and it absolutely must be discarded.
Finally, we've got to close the loop with step 6, clean your bottle. I'm going to coach you through this final step of the cycle, because it sets you up for the next feed. You must clean the bottles, nipples, and rings after every single feeding. Don't just rinse them while they're fully assembled. You need to take the bottles fully apart. Clean every single piece thoroughly, and then allow all those components to air dry. Almost done. Section 5. Looking beyond the bottle. Continuing your infant nutrition research.
First off, congratulations on mastering the 6 steps. Preparing the bottle correctly is a huge victory, but staying informed is part of the ongoing journey of feeding. This source material highlights specific, really fascinating related research areas from Abbott Nutrition that are totally worth exploring. For instance, they offer expert answers for parents on heavy metals and baby formula, as well as a deep dive into the important role of human milk oligosaccharides in infant formula.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. While we've mastered the physical preparation today, scientists constantly advancing how we nourish our children. So what else is hiding in your baby's formula? You know, like those human milk oligosaccharides we just mentioned that actively support their growth? Staying informed and asking questions is absolutely the best way to ensure your baby thrives. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy feeding!